What if Deku was Dr. Eggman? Time to join the war and free All for One. Alright, today's lesson will be training with a weapon, as Clove passes a staff to Ellie as she grabs it. Alright. As Clove charges at Ellie, as she swings her staff towards Clove, as Clove jumps to swing her weapon with the psionic blade turned off, as Ellie quickly changes the form of the staff from a swing to pull it up, barely just blocking Clove's staff. Good. Now, as she turns the staff around and tries to hit Ellie in the chest, as Ellie quickly turns the staff sideways to block. Alright, it's only been about 2 days. You've done well. But, as then Ellie's confused before Clove just swings the staff, hitting her in the gut, sending her flying towards a wall. You never need to let your guard down, even amongst allies. You don't know when something may happen. As Ellie gets out of the wall, yes, ma'am. As she gets up, as then she starts moving her robotic arm. I guess I'm finally getting used to these robotic limbs. As Clove was about to strike down with her staff towards Ellie's head, as Ellie quickly grabs the staff, putting it above her, blocking the attack, but her arm that is not robotic starts to lean down. It must be rough with a robotic limb. As then she swings again, which causes the staff to go down as Ellie's physical strength in the arm is not as strong as her robotic one, causing the staff to whack her in the head. As she holds her head, ow. You're gonna have to do better than that to block my attacks. I think you rely a little bit too much on your robotic arm, Ellie. We'll need to work on that. Clove, I think that's enough training for now. Any day now, we're expected to join the war. Coming to Japan. Guarantee the LOV's already started it. So it's only a matter of time before we hop in as well. While they're talking, Cubot enters. Sorry if I'm interrupting something important, ladies, but y'all have been summoned to a meeting. As all of them look at Cubot, what for? Well, Cassia, Dr. Eggman wants you and the other 3 people to also meet about the strategy on how we're going to surround Japan. I guess we'll have to attend for that. Come on. It should be down the hall, correct? Yes. Neo is waiting. Emerald will not be attending as he's currently on a secret base. When is he expected to return? Before the entire surrounding of Japan. So this meeting will be without him, and it will just be you, Neo, and his 2 companions. Let's go. As we go to Neo, Griff, and Cole, who currently are in the hallway walking towards the meeting room. So, we're going to discuss our battle plans with the others, right? I don't know what it's going to be about, but what do you think, Neo? We're obviously going to be discussing more of our battle strategy. For one, each one of us, at least one egg boss, is going to have to cover each direction of Japan. We'll decide on who gets what direction, and then who's going to move in to strike Japan while the rest defend the outer areas. What's very important is we don't break formation. Don't worry, I can handle at least one direction by myself, Griff says. I know. But you really just want a certain direction so you can just have your forces move in and get all of the special rare items of the Museum of the West of Japan. Am I right? As Griff scratches his head, yeah, there is this museum on the west coast of Japan I have had my eye on, which has a lot of shiny things. Should have expected that from you. Wherever I'm placed, I guess I'll just handle whatever task's thrown at me. Well, anyway, as they enter the meeting room and take a seat. So who else is showing up to this meeting? 3 egg bosses known as Cassia, Clove, and Ellie. Ellie's the new egg boss. I forgot to inform you all about that recently. She's very new to the mix. But Clove was assigned to train her. Is it wise to have her join this strategy? If she's new, she's not going to know much about the plans or how we run things. And by the sounds of it, she doesn't have that much experience. That's true, but I actually accessed some of Eggman's logs about us egg bosses, with his permission, of course, and found out that she's actually highly intelligent. In fact, she had an idea for building some sort of machine. I think Eggman took a look at it, I'm not sure. After all, with all the preparations, there's no telling what the doctor's doing. You're right, as Clove enters, especially his battle strategy. As Cassia and Ellie come in right behind Clove, as they all take a seat. So we're all here, so what's the plan? Yes, first of all, thank you for coming. Eggman orchestrated this, I presume. As then a voice heard over the intercom. Why yes, I orchestrated this little meeting to discuss on how we will be taking Japan. Now I already have a foolproof plan in place, but this meeting decides where each of you will be placed in this foolproof plan of mine. He's right. Obviously, he's going to need at least 1 egg boss on each direction of Japan to make sure no one gets away. We're completely isolating Japan, after all. It's our best strategy. Right, Doctor? Of course. It's the best we isolate Japan. No reinforcements are expected to come from other countries. And some won't even bother to help, due to certain dislikes of countries. We'll form the Eggman Empire here in Japan, and we'll spread the influence of the Eggman Empire to other countries later. But we need to win this battle first. Now, I've already sent you a log, Neo, of every ship available. Choose wisely on which one gets which ship. And that will be all. Well, at least for me, for now. I'm going to make sure some things are operational for the attack. As Eggman just simply goes off the comms. As suddenly a pad appears in front of Neo. As he grabs it. So what's on it? Well, it seems like one of these ships have already been claimed. It seems Eggman has assigned Emerald to one of his spacecrafts for a base. I'm guessing that's for the Ark. He says quietly so barely anyone hears him. As he just scrolls through. Griff. Yes, boss? You'll get a destroyer ship. A destroyer? Oh, that should be good. You'll get the West Coast. Ooh, the West. Alright, I like where this is going. Eggman will be coming from the north. That way he goes through the entirety of Japan. Emerald is currently assigned to the north as well. And another egg boss will be coming from the north as well, but not determined what time. What about Jack, Sting, Camo, and Jester? Jester is still unresponsive to Eggman's plans and is still a mystery of where his location is currently at. Camo still resides in the walls of UA. Sting is currently, well, preparing to break all for one out of prison today. And lastly, Jack, fortifying the Eggman business in Japan, and currently evacuating all Eggman supporters, which were basically everyone that works for Eggman's company. Because Truth be told, Eggman's base, or well, factory that Jack controls, is technically safer than UA. And he's making preparations for something, not sure. Which leaves North and South. What about us? That's not enough for all of us. 3 of us will have to be on a different team. That's the thing. You, Clove, and Cassia will be moving in from the west, sending your forces straight through the middle of Japan, causing as much damage with the ships that have been assigned to y'all. So we get the first attack? Unfortunately, yes. Although I was told I would get the first attack. But I am taking the attack on the East Coast with one of the Egg Fleet's fleet ships. As then Ellie raises a hand. Excuse me, but what is a fleet ship? Basically, it's a command ship. Eggman has a total of 3 command ships. I have been assigned 1. And then there's the head command ship, which Eggman himself will be aboard, with several of his top machines. And then there's one more which I'm not sure will be ready for the attack. It's still being built. But this plan it's going to take about a week to put everything in place. So as long as the LOV can keep the heroes busy by a week, we should be able to get everything in place. We've already cut communication to other countries, so they shouldn't be calling for backup. Well, that's good at least. Who else will go, though? Ellie, you get the South. As it surprises Ellie, what? I'm sorry, shouldn't someone else get the South? I'm very new. Yes, but you're obviously intelligent. Also, as he pulls up something on the little thing he's holding, going through the ship logs. There are barely any heroes south of you, of Japan, so if they try to send anything there, it won't be much of a force. And you'll be using a mech that you designed personally and sent to Eggman. What? He actually looked over my design? He did, and it looked like it was approved to be made. I will have to thank him next time I run into him. Okay, what about you? As he points to Cole. Oh, me. Well, thank you for obviously pointing at me, Clove. I will be going to the north as well. Well, actually not north. I'll be going to the east as well with Neo, as I am there to protect a flagship. The flagships are one of the most key parts of this battle. Even if one's destroyed, the other 2 can operate the entire central command. Truth be told, you need 1 flagship to run the entire army. Making 3 is a precaution. Eggman had thought that ahead. Thanks for the clarification, but guarantee I'll have the West Coast covered. As they all look at Griff. After all, isn't he going to be dispatching? What's the word? Yeah, dispatching the E-Series to parts of Japan and throughout the, well, surrounding fleet? That is true. He will be dispatching the E-Series robots throughout the fleet. Let's see. Oh, you got lucky. As Griff's like, oh, what did I get? You got the giant robot. Was it E200? Was it E22 or was it E200? Whatever that model number, it was Giganto. You got Giganto. What about the rest of them? It looks like Zero will be on the, well, south as well. Wait, Zero is on my area? Ellie says. Yes. Don't know why he assigned him over there. The rest of the E-Series robots are deployed on the main Egg Fleet on Eggman's carrier. Well, Egg Fleet ship. So, really, those were the only two that were dispatched. We may get more dispatches of other robots to us during the battle when it gets started. But remember, we need no holes in this barricade. We don't want anything getting through. And remember, keep your ships in a certain formation. In case they do get by, the secondary measure will be deployed. As this causes everyone else in the room except Neo to be confused. The secondary measure? Okay, yeah, I guess I'll have to explain that. No need, Neo, I will explain it. The secondary measure is that a type of field will be deployed from space covering the entire country of Japan in a invisible but electrifying sphere, and can only be turned off if destroyed from orbit, or turned off from the head egg carrier, well, the head egg fleet ship, which I will be aboard. So that is the secondary measure? Well, wait. There was one egg boss you forgot about, Ellie says. Huh? Who did I forget about, Ellie? What was her name? Hazel? Hey, oh, you mean our Dark Knight in the group, Ellie? Yes, Eggman. Don't worry. She will be returning to base shortly, and will be deployed later. Alright. I guess that makes sense. Is this our strategy, then? As Cole leans back in his chair, it'll be a good strategy once we get everything set up. And if we only have at least one Egg Fleet flagship left, the heroes will be down either way, as long as we keep one of them up and running. As Neo says something, Eggman, when will the third flagship be deployed? It will be deployed shortly after we deploy my army around Japan. So it will be a little late to the battle. Alright. So as long as we keep at least one flagship up and running, our victory is pretty much assured. Correct. As Cassia speaks up, yes, but what happens about if they destroy all three? Everything will be shut down, correct? Not necessarily, Eggman says, as everyone looks up at the monitor. The only way that everything will be shut down is if they take my key generator from my flagship. And throughout every ship that's deployed, to Ellie's mech, to all three flagships, to Griff's, to Cole's, and to Emerald. That is 7 ships that will have each a Chaos Emerald powering them, which will power all the surrounding ships. But what happens if one of them goes down? Ellie says, Don't worry, Ellie. If one goes down, it will still be powered by at least all the other Chaos Emeralds. And will be powered by emergency from the Master Emerald I stole off Angel Island. As this causes the attention of, Griff. Master Emerald? Is it big and shiny? Yes, Griff, and no, you cannot take it. As Griff looks down, aww. That should be the end of the meeting. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go finish making preparations to my flagship. Well, I guess that's the meeting then. At least we have our strategy down. So, who all has a Chaos Emerald on their ship, though? It will obviously be on mine, Neo says. It will be on Eggman's. And it will be on that third flagship, guarantee it. Griff will also have one. Emerald. And I'm guessing Ellie. And one more. Who was the other one? Yes, Cole. It will be at least 7. Which will have all things set up. So that would be good. It'll power all the surrounding area, the ships, and we now know where they'll all be deployed at. Now let's move on and prepare for our attack. And also, this is a meeting adjourned. I'll go prepare on my end. As Cole leaves with Neo and Griff. So I guess this is our plan, Ellie says. Yes. But my trouble thoughts is that me and Cassia will not have a Chaos Emerald on our ship. As Ellie then speaks up, probably for the best since y'all be deployed going into the city. So the likelihood of your ship possibly going down is higher than the rest off the coast. And we don't really need. But I thought Eggman hadn't gotten the other Chaos Emeralds yet. As then, suddenly a message was deployed throughout the Eggman base. And it said, "Oh, don't worry, they're currently being delivered." As for all that don't know, here's some clarification. While this entire time Sonic had 2 Chaos Emeralds. Well, they were being transported by a heavily secured force as he had turned over to the Hero Safety Committee, which were stolen by one of the Egg Bosses on a transport. And it's one of the ones that hasn't been in contact with the Eggman forces for a while. Jester. So he had basically delivered the 2 final Chaos Emeralds he needed for the ships. Now, of course, the heroes and all that found out and were in quite a panic. But they have no idea where they are. And they assume they were stolen by the LOV, as it's their main concern, as Eggman has not done anything remotely dangerous for a while. Now, we go to the Tartarus prison. As currently, Sarah, Sting, and Wasp are outside the prison. Alright, you remember the plan, you 2 roboticized people? Yes, sir. The plan is that Wasp will cause a distraction outside, drawing the guards. While you sneak in. Yes, that's actually quite exactly what's going to happen. I'll use my camouflage, and with your camouflage tech as well, we'll be able to sneak in pretty easily. Alright, Wasp. Go do your thing. As the van they were in just opens up, as Wasp just gets out and grows inside before just swiping at the walls of Tartarus prison. Now, during when the wall went down, Sting and Sarah, using their camouflage, snuck into the Tartarus base. As Wasp picks up one of the guard towers before throwing it. As of course they use their gunfire, the guards' gunfire, to try to take down Wasp, but the bullets are just bouncing off. He's basically more machine than he is man at this point. And he is not that bright of a machine person after being roboticized. But his brute strength is not to be, unthought of. He's very strong. As we go to Sting and Sarah, who's currently in the halls. As they got into one hall where they noticed a lot of guns. Looking throughout the cells and all that, how are we going to get past those guns? They may have thermal. As then suddenly, he gets an idea. They may be able to, possibly see us, but we're both cold-blooded. So we won't be caught in thermal. Although my suit may have some heating in it due to enhancing my all overall capabilities. They could possibly detect that. If they destroy... No, then the people in the surveillance room will notice. So what do we do? I'm not sure. As then suddenly, something just breaks in and destroying all the guns in one shot. As both Sting and Sarah look over, as it is, well, Fred, the Nomu. Well, it looks like the LOV sent their own weapon to free All for One. Doesn't matter, we now have a plan. Come on, Sarah, we need to find All for One's cell. Now at the time, we go back outside, as Wasp is about to kill some more security guards, as suddenly his hands get hit by a blue ball, as they're sent over, just missing the security guards by a smidge. As he gets up and moves his arms, as he looks over, as it's Sonic. Don't worry, folks, I'll handle this villain. As Sonic rushes over and goes to punch the robot, as it uses its mechanical wings to protect himself from Sonic's spin dashes. It's using its wings to protect from my attacks. Alright, let's try this. As Sonic just runs around it in a circle, making it go really fast. As the robot is trying to keep up, basically turning, but with size, the decrease of speed happens. As it's starting to get dizzy because the machine does have a functioning system. As it just starts throwing hands every which direction, basically destroying its surrounding. As Sonic is basically keeping it in place. Now we go back to the inside of the prison, to where Fred the Nomu is currently freeing prisoners left and right by blowing their cells open. As suddenly something goes to punch Fred, before Fred just seemingly turns around and punches him, sending it back to a wall. As it happens to be Knuckles. So you're trying to break out the prisoners, eh? As Knuckles rushes over to go punch Fred, as they both throw punches as they collide, saying like a bit of a small sound wave. Ah, strong, I see. As Knuckles throws a gut punch, as Fred just lifts up his leg and kicks Knuckles before sending him through a wall. Okay, I wasn't expecting that, as then Fred would appear in front of Knuckles to go punch him, as Knuckles would throw an uppercut, hitting Fred, sending him through the ceiling. Okay, didn't expect that. As Fred is hanging from the ceiling, and Knuckles, thinking he's knocked out, starts to walk away. As suddenly, his back gets hit with an explosion, sending him propelling forward into a cell. As he sees that, as Knuckles gets up and starts to run towards the cell door, as Fred had made it to the cell door, as he just shuts the door, locking Knuckles in, before walking away. You think you can keep me trapped here? As he keeps hitting the cell door. I'll get out! As he's slowly but surely denting the door. As Fred hears this, as he just turns around, as then he hears a familiar voice of like an LV member. Alright, they should have freed All for One by now. Get out of there. As the Nomu continues to walk away. As we go to Sting and Sarah, who had just entered All for One's cell. Ah, so it looks like you came to save me. As All for One knows, but continues to act along thinking, the spy for, in Eggman's base. Because he still thinks that he has control over Sarah. As Sting's like, the good Dr. Eggman told me to free you out of prison. To show more respect of our alliance, although he didn't send backup when you were attacked. It's good to know at least I have an ally. As Sting just breaks All for One's cells, which are chains. As he gets up, before he's rubbing his hands, I see. So what's the plan? You should be able to make a portal. Or at least there should be one popping up now. As the portal then just pops up, as it's not Kuragiri's, as he's caught in a different prison. As it's a portal made from one of Eggman's machines. That should teleport you out of here. It should teleport you to an unknown location where your allies should be at. Don't worry, we'll have everything else cleared for here. As then, Sting checks a thing where he can see all the machines that he's currently controlling in the area. As he checks on Sting, as we go back outside, as Sting was getting hit by several spin dashes from Sonic. As he had powered up a powerful spin dash, which he propelled himself forward, hitting Wasp in the head, as this sent Wasp flying out of the prison and landing on top of 2 buildings. As he is out of commission. He has several dents, damages, and all that, as he's completely shut down from that attack. As we go back to Sting. Great. There's our only one chance of escaping. As All For One had already went through the portal. As Fred had also walked into the cell room. Didn't you deal with... what? Anyone coming to follow us? As he would just simply walk by and go into the portal for, no apparent reason, not saying anything. As Sting would just grab Sarah's arm as he just drags her into the portal, as they're teleported to a different location from All For One and Fred. Being back on the coast of Japan. Alright, looks like we made it out at least. And our job was done. As that call's coming in. Yeah? Did you free All For One? He's free alright. Good. Report back. Because we're going to be deploying the fleet soon. Yes, sir. What's our orders? Report back. As we go to Tails, who's currently wandering through the halls, looking for Sonic, as then he would just hear a familiar voice. Hey, let me out of here! As Tails would hear it. Knuckles? As he would fly to his cell and see Knuckles in there. What are you doing in here? Some villain just threw me in here and locked the cell door. Don't worry, I'll get you out, as Tails hacks the door, laying out Knuckles. Well, at least I'm out. That purple guy will pay. As Sonic would come in. What, Kuragiri from the LV? No, someone else. As this confuses Sonic. Well, I got the perpetrator that broke into the prison. I don't think that was the only perpetrator, as there was... He tells him who he saw, which was Vaguely Green Scales and Fred. So there were at least 2 more intruders from what Knuckle knew. I see. Well, we're gonna have to report this. As currently, what's happening now is... This is during the same time where Shigaraki was fighting and the war started. So... when they infiltrate the Nomu facility. As they go to report back to, well, the heroes. As we go back to Eggman, who was just watching the entire thing go as planned. It looks like everything is going as scheduled. And the time for us to get involved is going ahead. As he just simply looks at the map of Japan, and that his ships will be there surrounding it within a few days' time. Don't worry, Japan will be mine in the upcoming days. And when that happens, the rest of the world. As he smiles, Quarkless will no longer be ridiculed, mutations won't be judged, and we will be at the top. Especially me. And that is the end of What If Deku Was Dr. Eggman? Time to join the war. And free All For One. Make sure to like and subscribe for more.